Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Alex. Alabama is here. So today we'll be speaking about the conditionals. Last time we spoke about the conditionals. We spoke about the zero, the first, and the second conditional. Today we'll speak about the third conditional, the next conditional, I wish, and if only constructions. Right? So, okay, well, let's repeat the zero conditional. So the zero conditional is used for facts or routines, yeah, that happen to you. For example, we say if or when the weather is good. Usually, I go to the countryside. Or let's say if you boil water to 100 degrees, it boils. So the routine and the fact, okay? Or if you freeze water, it turns into ice. That's a fact as well. Okay. Or if I'm late for work, I'm never late for work, but if I'm late for work, I take a taxi, yeah, because it's faster. So let's go. The first conditional is used for probable situations that might happen in the future with you. For example, if the situation with virus is over soon, I will fly home. Well, I'm just hoping, right? So obviously, I'll fly home. So the second conditional is used for unreal, imaginary, or improbable situations. For example, if I were rich, I would travel the world. Well, I'm not rich, so I'm not traveling the world right now. Okay. Or if we weren't locked down, I would be working in the office. But we are locked down, and I'm working from home. This is the second conditional. So the third conditional talks about the past, about things that happened to you in the past, and maybe you regret them. So it's, for example, the construction would be like this. If plus past perfect, would plus have plus past participle of any verb. For example, if I had gone to bed early last night, I would have caught the train. Let's say I didn't go, I went to bed very late last night and I overslept and I didn't catch my train. Okay, so more situations like that. For example, if I hadn't gone to university, I did, I wouldn't have gotten my present job. I did. So I went to university, I got a degree, and I got a great job. But if I hadn't, I wouldn't, right? Situation number two. I wouldn't have left my job. I did, for example, if I had known how difficult it is to find another one. So here I'm regretting my decision. So I did know that it would be so difficult to find a job right now, and I had left I left my job. So I'm regretting the situation. Okay. Situation number three. He would have died if the ambulance hadn't arrived quickly. For example, somebody was in a critical condition, about to die. Someone called the doctor and they came really quickly. So the person was saved. So this is the situation number three. Situation number four. If I had seen you, for example, your friend's calling you like, "Hey, I saw you in the street, but you didn't say hello." You say, "Well, sorry, I didn't see you," and you say it like this: "If I had seen you in the street, I would have said hello." Well, that already happened, so I'm regretting not to say hello to you. Okay. If I'd known, for example, you did something, right, and you regret this, or you did something you didn't know the result, and the result was really bad. So you say, if I had known that, I wouldn't have done it. So you didn't know that, and you did it, and now you regret this. So basically, the third conditional is mostly used for regrets. Yeah. So you say you wish something had been different. Okay. So that's the third conditional. The mixed conditional. I'll give you this example today. So this conditional relates unreal actions in the past and unreal result in the present. For example, let's say mm, it's raining right now, yeah, and I'm at work, so I came to work wet, yeah, soaking wet because it's raining outside. And why is that? Because I forgot my umbrella before I went to work. So you say, if I had taken my umbrella in the morning, I wouldn't be wet right now. Yeah? So, okay, the construction. We take if plus past perfect plus would and plus present simple. Again, if plus past perfect plus would and plus present simple. So basically you take the third conditional and the second conditional all together. Yeah, the first part from the third conditional and the second part from the second conditional. What else? Also, you may use continuous here. For example, if I hadn't studied very hard, I wouldn't have this great job right now, right? Things like this. So, or if they hadn't locked us down a month ago, we all would be working right now. So would be working. That's the continuous, right? Or if that man, okay, this guy in China who ate that bat and then it just like spread all around the world, we say if that man hadn't eaten that bat, we wouldn't be locked down now and people would be fine. Or let's look at Italy, for example. Italy is in the worst, or like the U.S., right, is in the worst situation. So if the U.S. had acted faster and better, we wouldn't be having this situation right now with people in hospitals, people dying, things like this. So this is mixed conditional. I'm sorry, I'm worrying a little bit right now. Okay, so what else? Let's talk about the constructions with I wish or with only. So they kind of work like the conditionals. For example, so when you again, so that they're used when you wish the situation were different right now. For example, I wish. Um, I wish I had a better job. For example, let's say I don't have a good job right now, so you say I wish I had a better job. So for present, the construction is if plus past simple. Okay, that might sound a bit confusing, but yes, it works like that in English. So you say, I wish plus past simple works for present. Okay, and the same works for if only. Yeah, the only difference here is that I wish is a bit more personal than if only. Yeah, because it comes from you. Like I wish something were different, or he wishes something were different, right? Because if you say if only we didn't have that virus right now, yeah. So you're kind of speaking for like everyone. Okay, and again with this verb to be, if you remember, if we're speaking about the second conditional, for example, I wish I were rich, yeah. So we use the verb to be in the past, so was changes to were to show the condition, and the same works in the construction I wish or if only. For example, I wish I were rich, or if only I were rich. Works in the same way. Okay, so more examples of that. So yeah, I wish we didn't have that situation. Again, past simple works for present. Or if only we didn't have this situation. Again, the same thing. I wish we were rich. Or if only we were rich. Again, we're not rich, we're just wishing that. Yeah, I wish I were rich is more personal in this case. Okay, next. Let's say I really want to live in Australia. That's my dream. So you say I wish I lived in Australia. For now, if only I lived in Australia. Okay, next. I wish it were warmer now, or if only it were warmer now. Let's say, well, now it's quite cold, right? It's almost May, and the weather isn't very warm. So we say I wish it were warmer, or if only it were warmer. Next. So I wish I had. Let's say I have a really bad car, right? Really old, not good, falling apart, running on its last legs. So, and you look around you. You see a beautiful Mercedes, right? You say, oh, I wish I had this car. I wish I had this Mercedes, right? Or if only I had this Mercedes. So this was I wish, and if only for present again. So we use past simple for present. So if we're speaking about the past, if you have some regrets or wishes or desires that you wish were different in the past, here you use past perfect. For example, the construction is like this: I plus wish plus past perfect, right? So I wish, or if only I had studied harder. For example, I didn't study very hard. I have a bad job right now, so I'm regretting this, and I'm saying this. I wish I had studied harder, right? Or if only I studied harder, right? Next, if only I had bought a different car. I hate mine now, yeah, right? So for example, you bought this car really quickly, that decision was bad, and you don't like this. So you say, if only I had bought a different car, or I wish I had bought a different car. Okay, next. Again, going back to our Chinese person that ate that bat, right? And we have the situation with the virus right now. So we say, I wish that person hadn't eaten that bat, or if only that person hadn't eaten that bat. He did eat it, right? So we wish it hadn't happened, but it happened. So next, let's say you missed your train, right? Maybe you overslept or something. So you say, oh, I wish I hadn't missed my train. I wish I had woken up early, or if only I hadn't missed that train. I wish I woken up early. If only I had woken up early. Okay. So these were I wish and if only used for present and for the past, right? But you may ask, what about the future, right? So that's a different story. For example, for we would say not I wish something would. You say I hope something will change because you cannot control the situation, right? So you say I hope the situation with virus is over soon. I hope I will get a better job in the future. I hope I will be able to buy a better car, right? So in this case, we don't use wish or if only. We use I hope, right? We may use I wish would construction, but only for other people. Listen, for people, not for situations. For example, let's say your friend smokes a lot of cigarettes, right? And you don't like this. You say, oh, I really wish, you may say, I really wish he stopped smoking. But if he just continues smoking, you say, I wish he would stop smoking, right? Or like, I hope he will stop smoking in this case. So it works like this. You cannot say that about you because you should control your wishes, right? Also, you cannot use this construction for things. For example, you cannot say, I wish it would be summer. You can only say, I wish it were summer. So we use I wish would for people and only for other people, not for you, not for yourself. So this is how it works. And for the future, for yourself, for we use I hope. I hope this situation will change. That. Also, I'll give you one more construction with this. It kind of looks like, because it's, again, past for present, past perfect for past. So if you want to politely tell someone not to do something, you may use this construction. For example, let's say you came somewhere and someone is smoking and you are a non-smoker, you don't like that. You may say, oh, could you please stop smoking, for example? Or you could say, very politely, but it works all the time. You may say, I'd rather you weren't smoking. So I'd rather you weren't. Again, we use past, but that's for present. I'd rather you weren't smoking. Or if we're speaking about a past situation, for example, you're somewhere and someone came and you don't like this person, so you're telling your friends, you say, look, I wish he or she hadn't come. So we use past perfect for past again. Okay, so this is it. Again, let's repeat. So zero conditional. Facts, yeah. If you boil water, if you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils, right? The first conditional, real situations that might happen in the future under certain conditions or circumstances. For example, if I work harder right now, I will get promoted. I will get more money as a result. So the second conditional is imaginary. For example, if I were rich, I'm not, I would travel the world. Okay, so this is the second conditional. The third conditional is used for past situations that you wish were different in the past, but it's impossible to change them because, well, it's the past. We can't go back in time, right? For example, let's say you didn't study again. You didn't study very hard in college, and you didn't get a good job now. So you're sitting there and regretting this. So you say, if I had studied harder back in college, I would have gotten a better job, right? So I wish and if only, right? These two constructions again are used for desires, again for present and past. So I wish is more personal in this case. For example, you don't like something in present, you want this to change, so you use past here, past for present. For example, a simple for present. I wish, I wish I were rich. Again, were, was changes to were in the situation to show the condition. I wish I were rich. I wish I had a better job. I wish I lived in Australia, for example, if you really want to live in Australia. So for past situations, we use past perfect, okay? Something that happened to you in the past and you regret this. For example, I saw my friend in the street and I didn't say hello. I wish I had said hello. I didn't study very hard in the past, so you say, I wish I had studied harder, or if only I had studied harder, right? Or I wish they hadn't put us under lockdown in this situation right now. And so to sound polite, yeah, when you're telling someone to stop doing something, we use a similar construction that works in the same way. For example, I'd rather you weren't smoking right now. Again, we use the past for present. I'd rather you weren't smoking right now. I'd rather you weren't talking so loud. So that this is to sound very, very polite. Sounds very nice. Yeah? Not just, okay, please stop talking, or please, could you stop talking? Yeah, because that might sound rude. But if you want to sound polite, you would say, I wish you weren't talking right now, or I wish you weren't smoking right now. And for the past situation, with the same construction, we may say, I wish, no, not I wish, I'd rather you hadn't come. If you don't like somebody right now, yeah, and that person came, I'd rather I hadn't I'd rather um, you hadn't said that. Someone said something, you don't like this, you say, well, I'd rather you hadn't said that. So this is pretty much it. Okay, so now it's time for questions, right? So I'm waiting for your questions in the chat. I can see the chat. Please ask me as many questions as you want. So we have 10 more minutes. So I'm very happy to answer your questions. Also, if you like my webinars, I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous today. You can always contact our school, and then you can have lessons with me. So let's start with the questions. I'm waiting. Again, you may ask questions related to the conditionals, any grammatical question, or just questions to me. So I'm happy to answer about the situation right now with the virus. Yeah, let's talk about it. So I'm waiting. I see 5 people in the chat right now. So I'm waiting. So or maybe you have any ideas for the next webinars. So you may give me some ideas and we can talk about it next time. So I'm waiting for your questions, people. I see 5 people in the chat. Hello, people. Apple juice, by the way, not whiskey. So I can see there are like 5 seconds between me speaking and me speaking on YouTube. So yeah, maybe you're asking me something, I don't see that. We have 9 minutes, people. And also, for example, you can tell me, well, we have this May holidays coming soon, right? But obviously we'll be locked down still. So you could just write a few sentences. What would you do, right? What would you do if you weren't on quarantine right now, right? For example, if I weren't on quarantine right now, I would probably go traveling. If I weren't on quarantine, I would go to Spain, right, for the holidays. So what would you do? Because we have this perfect situation to say what would you do if it weren't for the virus, right? Or for example, a situation, where would you work now if you hadn't chosen your present job, right? For example, if I hadn't chosen this present job, I would be working somewhere else. So where, for example, maybe you wanted to do it, maybe you wanted a different career, and you wish you had taken a different path to that. So what do you think? Come on, now I see 4 people, and we have 7 minutes. Four people, 7 minutes. 3 people. Or you may just say hello and tell me how you are, how you're doing, how you are surviving during this crazy situation. And what would you be doing right now if you weren't locked down, if you weren't forced to stay home, right? Come on. We have 6 more minutes, people. Okay, I see 4 people. Come on. It's quite slow now. Come on. Any questions, please ask me anything. So we have 5 more minutes. You have 5 more minutes to ask me anything. Please do. This is what we are here for, to answer your questions. Regarding grammar, regarding anything. Maybe something about the school. I'll be happy to answer those questions. Four more minutes. 4 more minutes. Does anyone have anything to ask? Please feel free to ask me anything. Okay, I got 3 people, 4 people again. 3 people. Someone keeps coming and leaving. Come on, people. Maybe we need some more details about my topic today, the conditionals. So last time I had more questions and I had more people last time. So anyway, since no one's saying anything, I see 3 people in the chat, but no one's saying anything. I would like to thank you. So see you next Friday, and we'll speak about more grammar. So please come every Friday, 8 o'clock, sorry, and you may ask me anything, okay? So have a great weekend, stay safe, don't leave the house. If you want to have lessons with me, please contact my school, and you may. Okay, stay safe, don't leave the house, it's Corona time, bye-bye.